Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the Sports Stove Football Show, special new segmented show, the Sports Stove Draft Show. And from now until the NFL Draft, we're going to be doing everything we can to get you ready for the NFL Draft. We've been posting big boards since before the college football season started, and boy, howdy, have they changed. And just recently, we've started to put out our position boards, getting them out there on the social media sites at Sports Stove on Twitter and on Instagram. And we're rolling through these now that we are getting close to bowl season, and the NFL draft is inching ever so much closer as well. And we want to have you ready for it. So these episodes, the Sports Stove Draft Show, can be found exclusively on the Sports Stove YouTube channel and on the Sports Stove Football Show podcast, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast as well. Our normal Thursday show that goes live, the Sports Stove Football Show, will still be airing on the Belly Up Sports YouTube channel. And, of course, you can always get the audio available on the Sports Stove Football Show podcast as well. You can check us out on Facebook. We'll go live there at the Sports Stove Media Facebook page. Also, so all that's going to be there. But this show, the Sports Stove Draft Show, will be exclusively on the Sports Stove YouTube channel and the Sports Stove Football Show podcast. And we're excited about it. We are continuing to partner with Righteous Felon Jerky. And listen, I consider myself to be a jerky fiend. And so I think you could take my word for it. You will not regret your Righteous Felon jerky purchase. And Righteous Felon, the flavors are phenomenal. They've got so many choices to choose from. But the texture, that's what I'm sold on with Righteous Felon, is the texture of the jerky. It is amazing. It's wonderful, and you will not regret it. So go to righteousfelon.com. Join the flavor revolution. You can use the promo code STOVE15, STOVE15. If you do that, it does two things. One, it lets them know you heard about them here on the Sports Stove Draft Show or the Sports Stove Football Show. And it also gets you 15% off your purchase every time you purchase there on righteousfelon.com. So please go check that out. Today's edition of the Sports Stove Draft Show, we are talking about quarterbacks. And we won't go super deep at this point still. There's a lot of research and work and video and all this stuff that goes into it that we want to give you the best insight that we can. And so today we kind of want to just skim the surface a little bit at the quarterback situation and kind of see where we're at with that. The list of the quarterbacks right now on my big board, it is so much different. Back before the season started, it was Cade Klubnik, it was Drew Aller, it was Garrett Nussmeier, it was Lenora Sellers. Those were kind of the focal point. We had Fernando Mendoza at 5 or 6 before the season. I think we had him at 6. It's Sam Levitt on there at 5, and so we had this idea of who he was, but we had to see how things were going to play out. Kirk Cignetti does a great job with quarterbacks. We expected a good season, but how would it translate to the NFL? How would the NFL teams view him? All of those sorts of things that go down with that. Well, now if you look at our big board on at Sports Stove on Twitter or Instagram, you'll find Fernando Mendoza at the top of the list. What Indiana continues to do, and again, it is a quarterback-friendly system, but we're seeing Mendoza do everything, show off all of his talents, his mobility, his athleticism, and, of course, his arm as well there at Indiana. He has bolstered to the top of the quarterback list for me. Number 2, I have Ty Simpson at Alabama. I know a lot of people are in on Dante Moore in Oregon. We'll get to him in a moment. But for me, what Ty Simpson, the drastic growth that he has had from the Florida State game until now has been so impressive. He's showing off, I believe, an NFL skill set there at Alabama right now. I know Alabama quarterbacks don't have the greatest reputation in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, but everything about Jalen Hurts is about his athleticism more so than his arm ability and his leadership as well. That's what we love about Jalen Hurts, is his leadership ability. Ty Simpson is not Jalen Hurts, of course, but what he's showing is so great. He is number 2 on my quarterback list right now. Lenora Sellers, I have come in at number 3 at South Carolina. And I think that when I look at Lenora Sellers and the draft, you go to a couple of names, right? Anthony Richardson comes to mind. Is it too soon for Lenora Sellers? Should he go back to college? Should he come out? He's going to be a first-round draft pick. He has everything you want physically in a quarterback. He has it. The question is he ready for the NFL? Is he ready for that next step? I'd love to see Lenora Sellers go to a team with an aging quarterback or go to a team that has a clear plan for letting him sit for at least a year. And then I think there's so much that can come from that. But talent-wise, he's there. He's above most people that are coming out, that are possibly coming out this coming year. So I still have him at number 3, even though the year has not gone as planned in South Carolina. Number 4 brings me to Dante Moore in Oregon. And I was very hesitant to put him here because I really don't think he's coming out. I guess if the NFL tells him, hey, you're going to be gone in the first 5 picks, then maybe he will. There's so much to like about Dante Moore. There's also so much growth that needs to happen for Dante Moore. He's in a place in Oregon where he's going to continue to succeed and continue to grow. I believe he needs to go back. I believe he will go back to Oregon next season. I don't think we'll see him in the draft this year, but I am going to go ahead and put him on the big board for now because it is still up in the air there. At number 5, I have Sam Leavitt in Arizona State. Not coming into the season, this would not have been a surprise, Sam Leavitt at 5, but it doesn't seem like a lot of people are on board with Sam Leavitt right now, and I'm not sure why. There's a lot of talent there. We've seen success. I understand that not everything has gone as planned as it hasn't for most of these quarterbacks, but Sam Leavitt is there. He's ready. He is built for the NFL, in my opinion, and I think he is still a first to second round pick at this point out of Arizona State, and I think we're going to see his name climb a bit as the season ends and we get into the offseason stuff and things of that nature. I think Sam Leavitt's a name to keep an eye on as a rising name throughout the process this offseason. I go ahead and put John Mateer next at number 6 from Oklahoma. He has that it factor, the attitude and the grit, the Baker Mayfield kind of grit. But the reality is he's not healthy. Mateer did good things out west. He's doing good things in Oklahoma. There's some things about his play style that I think could have a problem translating to be a long-term successful QB1 in the NFL. He is a guy that I do think can come in and give you all kinds of energy. I think that he has the talent to be an NFL quarterback, of course, but there's some question marks around John Mateer and some things that I go, well, I could see him being more of a between 20 and 25 level quarterback in the NFL versus a top 12, a top 10 kind of guy as well. I love him. I love his attitude. I love what he's doing on the field. And there's leadership there as well, which I count that, majorly. I think you throw John Mateer in Miami and you see a different scene than what you're seeing right now. But I got him at number 6. I still have Garrett Nussmeier on the list at number 7. There's too much there to just completely take him off the list. He was, I think, top 3 in my original preseason rankings. Now he's down here at 7, and you have the injury concerns. But again, there's enough there, I believe, that we could still see Garrett Nussmeier rise through this process. The injury is going to be big, though. That's ultimately probably going to push him down draft boards. Having his dad as an offensive coordinator is interesting, but of course it's in New Orleans where they just drafted a guy in the second round this year. So how will that work out? Does it help him at all? I don't know. There's enough teams out there right now. They're going to need quarterbacks that if he goes in the 3rd round, potentially he's starting by the end of year 1 of his rookie season. So I still like him, still like his talent. Carson Beck is next for me. This is one I've got to eat a little crow on. I was incredibly out on Carson Beck. I know his most recent performance was not pretty, but Carson Beck has shown the talent that he has. I do question his maturity level. I do question some of the things, maybe not even maturity level, I guess, but maybe his leadership ability and things of that nature. So he's going to have to be in the right place to be the most successful, as is all of these quarterbacks. But I think we have to put them on the list too. The guys I don't have on my list right now, not saying they're not draftable, they're just not on my top 8, is, Cade Klubnik, who I really like. I think he's going to be the sleeper. He's the guy that he gets drafted in the 4th round in the perfect situation. And next thing you know, you look at 6 years down the road, you're going, man, where was that in college? That kind of mentality with him. They still really like him. Drew Aller, not on my list right now either. The injury does not help him. The play has been horrible this season. Last year, there was talk, had he come out, he would have gone in the first round to Cleveland. Was that true? Not true? Who knows? But at the end of the day, I look at Drew Aller and I go, massive question mark. No eligibility left in college, so he'll be in the draft. The question is where does he go? Is he probably a day 3 pick? But again, you put him in the right situation, sit him behind a guy that he can kind of just learn the system and grow into. He could be one of the better backup quarterbacks in the NFL, which probably doesn't make him happy. But at the end of the day, the resume he put on the field this year, it dropped his draft stock drastically. He should have came out last year as well. So I want to say this. We're talking about quarterbacks. They all need the perfect system. They all need to be put in a spot that works for them. There are maybe 5 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL who could have played in pretty much any system. Take out the mobility factor, right? Peyton Manning could play in any offensive system that wasn't asking him to be Lamar Jackson. But he could do that. Tom Brady, of course, the same way. I think Patrick Mahomes is that way. I could argue that Rodgers could be that way as well. John Elway, Dan Marino, I think are that way. But outside of those guys, even the greats, even the Joe Montanas, the Steve Youngs, those sorts of guys, Drew Brees, they don't fit everywhere. And so, in my opinion, at the very least, and it's my show, so that's what I'm giving you. But these quarterbacks, there's no quarterback in this class that fits any system. They have to be put in the perfect situation. They have to be put in a spot where they are going to succeed because the offense is built around their skill sets versus just, hey, you have to fit what we're doing here, as a team. You have to make it work. No, they need the system to be built around them. So let's look at some teams right now. Currently, the New York Jets hold the number 1 overall draft pick this year in 2026. They need a quarterback. And so you look at the Jets system and you go, what do they need? Can Mendoza fill that spot? He can. Yeah, he can. Will he fill that spot's a bigger question. I actually like Ty Simpson more for the Jets right now than I like anybody else on this board. I think that just if you go and just look at how they play and the way that the talent they have around, all that kind of stuff. I love Mendoza. I think Simpson's safer at that point. I would have Mendoza's talent better than Simpson. I think the fit in New York, though, is Simpson personally. You've got the Saints. Again, they just drafted a guy last year in Tyler Shuck, who they're not putting on the field yet, which blows my mind because why take a guy there? Why be 1-6 and not put him in on the field? I'm not a Tyler Shuck fan. I didn't think he should have been drafted that high, but it seems like neither did New Orleans because they're not playing him. So will they take a quarterback if they're in the top 3 in the draft this year? Is there a quarterback that they feel is worthy of that top 3 pick? I don't know that there is for New Orleans, but again, coaching system, we're looking at these backups that are playing great. Mac Jones out here showing that what he can do. Man, I could see Kellen Moore saying, hey, let's go out and get Mac Jones instead of drafting a quarterback. Who knows what they'll do? But those are some options there. The Titans just drafted Cam Ward. They're probably not going to take a quarterback in the first round. It'd be very surprising if they did. Miami, I've been all over this. I think Miami needs a quarterback. I've said it for 5 years now, and they're going to give Quinn Ewers a shot at maybe possibly, and you're going to see what he can do. I like Quinn Ewers, and I don't know that he's ready for this stage just yet. Would Miami take a quarterback in the first round? Very possibly, depending on how Quinn Ewers looks. They're going to have a new coaching staff. What does that mean? What is all those kinds of things as well. Baltimore's at 1-5. They're not drafting a quarterback in the first round. Move on from them. The Giants not drafting a quarterback. Arizona is a big one because what I see Arizona doing, second round, towards the top of the second round, Sam Leavitt sitting there for them. They can take him. He's been playing at Arizona State. Kyler Murray, always injured and still just questionable of can he be the guy? Incredible talent, but for whatever reason, some things just have not clicked with him yet. So you could see Arizona looking for a quarterback. Cleveland drafted 2 quarterbacks this year. They're playing Dylan Gabriel now. there's a good chance by the season's end we see Shedeur Sanders in there too. Do they take a quarterback in a top 5 pick if that's where they're sitting at? Vegas needs a quarterback. I'd be shocked if they didn't take one. Then you get to Houston. These are all the 2 and 4 teams: Houston, Vegas, Cleveland, Arizona, New York, with just 2 wins. And Houston sitting here, C.J. Stroud, number 2 overall draft pick. They did all these great things. And the draft, their defense has been phenomenal. And Stroud, after an amazing rookie season, he's not looked the part. And so what do? If they're sitting there, if they end up with a top 5 draft pick, do they go quarterback? If they end up with a top 10 draft pick, which is heading that way right now, do they go quarterback? I don't think so. I think the solution is new offensive staff, because Stroud has the talent. We've already seen it once. So I don't see them going quarterback there either. So then you get into some weird teams and weird situations. Minnesota, I have been the anti-JJ McCarthy guy from day one. I don't believe in them. They're not even starting them this week with CJ with Wentz up there right now. And so, man, I don't know. I don't think Minnesota would draft a quarterback in the first round, but who knows? Cincinnati won't in the first round. Commanders won't in the first round. Atlanta, I would be very surprised if they do in the first round. But again, the whole season could go to pot if Michael Penix falls apart. Maybe they do. Dallas is not taking one. Carolina's a question mark, but they're 4-3. They're going to have their best season than they've had in quite some time this year. And I'm curious to see if they feel comfortable enough with Bryce Young. They're getting closer to that point now of deciding, hey, are we going to do the big contract or what are we going to do? Maybe they bring someone in to compete there too. So there's some teams down there right now that are in the middle of the pack or at the bottom of the pack that are going to need some quarterback help, but do they see enough going on with this class? And we're going to dive into this class deeper. I'd like to get a few more weeks of film on some of these guys before we really go deep diving into these players. But my current quarterback big board: Fernando Mendoza, number 1 at Indiana. Ty Simpson, number 2 at Alabama. Lenora Sellers, number 3, South Carolina. Dante Moore from Oregon is number 4. Sam Levitt, Arizona State, number 5. John Mateer, Oklahoma, number 6. Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, number 7. And Carson Beck rounds it out at number 8 from Miami. And again, this board, I had Mendoza and Sellers and Nussmeier on my list, and Mateer on my top 8 list to begin the season, but they were not in the same order at all. And I had other guys that aren't even on the board right now currently as well. Make sure you follow us on social media at Sports Stove, Twitter and Instagram. I'm posting these positional big boards out right now. We've got the offensive line out there. We have wide receivers out there, quarterbacks out there. We've got everything else to be posted soon as well. Check out righteousfelon.com to get your jerky. Use the promo code STOVE15 to place your order. Christmas is coming up very soon. Can you believe it? We're almost in November. And so we've got Thanksgiving coming up. Maybe you get some jerky for Thanksgiving afternoon to snack on. But go ahead and begin planning for those stocking stuffers. And Righteous Felon Jerky makes the perfect stocking stuffer in their jerky. And they also have beef sticks as well. Great stuff. You'll love it. Use the code STOVE15. That would be absolutely incredible. All right. The Sports Stove Draft Show will be dropping occasionally. We don't have a set schedule for it just yet. We're going to be trying to get these out throughout the weeks and things like that, getting you ready for the draft. We're planning on having some guests on this show, some guys who've played at the D1 or even professional level to come on and talk about some of these players and things like that too. So stay tuned to it. Subscribe to the Sports Stove YouTube channel and follow us on social media at Sports Stove on Twitter and on Instagram. And make sure every Thursday night you come in for the Sports Stove Football Show live on the Sports Stove Facebook page. And then right after it goes live, we will have the episode uploaded onto the Belly Up Sports YouTube channel and the Sports Stove Football Show podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to drop some comments, quarterbacks I left off, or maybe major disagreements you have with my current rankings. I'm happy to hear them for sure. No doubt about it. It'll be awesome. All right. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Sports Stove Draft Show on the Sports Stove Media and Belly Up Sports. Have a great week, and let's get into some offensive linemen on the next episode.